You see, a big piece of loving where you live, if you're going to move to an area like South Surrey or White Rock, you need to know where your life is going to really exist. You need to know where that local coffee shop is. You're going to need to know where you're going to be grocery shopping. You're going to need to know where you're going to go for your day-to-day stuff. And that's exactly what today's video is about. Now, today's video, it's a little bit of a simple one because we're going to give you a tour of one of the main shopping areas in all of South Surrey and White Rock. And this area is called Peninsula Village. So we're going to tour you around this kind of outdoor shopping mall, show you what's here, give you a little bit of an insight as to what exists here, the places you might want to visit, and introduce you to some of the stores, retailers, and all that sort of stuff that's actually even here. So with that being said, let's give you a quick tour of Peninsula Village. And if you want to live near this area, it's a great place to consider.
You only get one chance to buy or sell your next home. Let's get it right.
You can kind of see how big it is here, and we're going to actually go for a tour around all this today and show you exactly what it is. But one of the reasons it's really great is it tends to be one of the quieter shopping areas around South Surrey and White Rock. It's all the parking is kind of in the middle. There's actually a bunch of parking underneath the Safeway there as well, but it's pretty easy to get in and out of. There's always parking and that sort of stuff, so it's certainly good. If you're not familiar with British Columbia, London Drugs is a staple of BC. This is probably one of my favorite stores. Being one of my favorite stores because you can buy absolutely everything here, from electronics to stuff for the house to kind of light groceries. Or I wouldn't say groceries, more so snacks and whatnot. But it is, and obviously drugs, the good drugs, not the bad drugs. But you can certainly get everything you need there. So you're going to want to check that out. We got Booster Juice here. This is a great spot to come if you want a light lunch or something like that and get something healthy. There's a nail salon. Trendy Nails Studio. I've been to this cobbler, I think they're called, shoe repair before. Did a really, really great job. You don't really see those anymore. They don't really exist. Liberty Tax, haven't been there, but it is tax season, so I don't know if that's a permanent thing. I don't recall seeing them. Skin FX, tons of stuff. Haven't been there either. I'm sure they're great. It's one of the nice things about this community is there's so many awesome people. Westland Insurance, they're one of the biggest insurance companies in British Columbia, so they do all sorts like home, boat, car. I think they even do like life insurance, travel insurance, that sort of stuff. We got this pet store here. Blue Ribbon Pet Supplies and Grooming. Lots of fun stuff for the animals in there. Vietnamese. Now, if you want some really good Vietnamese food, you're gonna come here. It's a small little quaint place, really, really friendly staff, but you'll quite enjoy it. Creative Kids. This is a really neat place. My kids come here quite often, and you're gonna see that they put on tons of, look at these cool drawings here, which is pretty neat. But they put on lots of activities like within the building here, and they've got some art camps, I guess, coming up in the summer. But if you're looking to kind of, I don't want to say get rid of the kids for a while, but birthday parties or anything like that, that's a good spot to maybe consider taking them. Got Amplifon, which is a hearing specialist shop. I come here all the time for sushi, really good sushi. Staff are incredibly friendly and it's super quick. I remember one time I came in there and I had like 0 time to eat, and they got my meal ready and I was out the door in about 20 minutes, which I was really, really grateful for. And there's the BC liquor store, BC Signature. I'm not sure if there's a difference there with that or not from other BCELs. I don't think there is, but maybe they just have some different stuff. But everybody's really great in there, and they've got lots of all the products that you could ever want on the shelves. So some interesting stories here is actually just beside the liquor store, kind of over there used to be a little McDonald's where I actually worked when I was a younger guy there. So Rothwood Academy, they're like kind of like a daycare for kids, and they do lots of learning and like outdoor activity and stuff like that. They got some really neat commercials out on both. I think they got the radio and TV right now, but it's a really neat looking spot if you know, your kids are able to go there. Got a medical clinic. Got to have your medical clinic in a shopping area, obviously. The more the better, I find. It's can be difficult sometimes to get into those sorts of things. Tanning salon, that's another staple in most shopping centers, I guess, right? I can't say I've been in there. If you've been watching my YouTube channel and whatnot, you know that tanning would not work well for me. Orange Theory. So they got a neat program. It's another kind of BC type thing where I think you go in for about 60 minutes. Oh, here it is right here. So you go in, they say you're going to burn 500 calories in 60 minutes and keep burning additional calories for 36 hours. That's a pretty neat promise, but they work you pretty hard in there. I got friends that go there and they all speak very, very highly about it. This is Music Works. Lots of cool stuff in there. So you can go in there and buy some stuff. They also do like lessons and whatnot. Every place has one of these stores too. So these guys do some repair work and they sell phones and cases and all that sort of stuff. This is a KFC, so this just came in here, and this has actually been like wildly popular since it's been in. So you're probably familiar with KFC, but it's a nice little spot. They had a place down in White Rock there, and I don't know how busy it was, probably more so because of the locations. This one's been a lot busier. I have not had the opportunity to try these guys yet. Love Indian food, but have not got in there yet. We got lots of choice in this area for that sort of thing, so it's hard to try them all. I got kids, so I can't get out of the house that often. Another cell phone case store. They do some repair and whatnot. This place is up for lease. There's the Dollarama. Got one of those everywhere too, but this one's actually probably my favorite. This is one I come to all the time. They just they have almost everything you could ever want. Really good selection and just all that weird random stuff that you just can't seem to find everywhere else. Turnabout. It's a women's clothing store. I can't say that I have been in there, but it looks like nice clothing. Yeah, this dollar store is wonderful. So if you ever need anything, I mean, they have the craziest stuff in there too, don't they? Like, it's just amazing, all the things you can find there. So a couple places in here, physiotherapy, there's an optometry clinic, there's massage and chiropractor and whatnot. So that's all up on the second floor. This is a 2-story building. I don't ever recall this actually ever having anything in it either. So maybe that's part of their space there. Can't say. So that's a lot of the kind of the one side here. You can see how big this area is. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to walk past the Safeway, and there's a few other things that are worth showing you that you're probably going to go check out on your day-to-day here. So this is a really nice Safeway. They just renovated it inside. It's always really clean. I find Safeway tends to have like the best produce, the kind of more high-end cuts. And it's a nice place to shop. My brother always tells a story that he would go into the store there, and he also worked at Safeway, but you know, he could look down and grab an apple, and he didn't have to check it. You know, he didn't have to look to see if it was good or not. He just knew that it was, because they always had, you know, really good produce and that sort of stuff. So it's a beautiful time of year because they got all these nice flowers out. So I told you there was some parking below the Safeway. You can kind of see the route there to go get over to all that and check that out. So if the parking lot's ever full, that's where you head. Now, if you need like an additional mailbox or space for things delivered, you've got the UPS store there. I'm sure you're familiar with what the UPS store. This Pizza 6-4, haven't had an opportunity to try that. That is a chain. But they there's been a handful of pizza places that have kind of come and gone through there. So I don't know if it's the location or what it is, but wish them luck. Pure Bliss Dental, they look like they're just opening. They're still kind of getting everything set up, it looks like. You've got Montage Hair Lounge. I do know some people that go there, and they always look good, so there you go. Hello, kids. And this is like a game store. Warhammer. Maybe if you like that sort of stuff, you want to go check that out. And then here, this is a bulk barn, so you can get all your stuff in bulk if you've ever been curious about that. Now, I'm gonna run you, maybe we'll go this way. There is some stuff across the street here, so this is actually quite near my office, so I walk to this complex all the time to grab lunch, and the sushi place I showed you earlier is certainly one of them. But across the street here, you've got the pharmacy, a mortgage place, Glow Hormone and Aesthetics, nail spa, mortgages, chiropractor, haircuts. There's a church there that we typically share space with when we do some of our client events at a movie theater, and a cold beer and wine. That everything is below government prices. So there's some cheap stuff out there for you. So right now we're just at about 24th Avenue and about 154th Street. So this restaurant has changed hands a few times, and I haven't had the opportunity to eat at this one yet. It's called Number 24 Cafe and Bistro. And the windows are really on the other side, but it is a nice building. And these guys have been here for about a year now, so check them out if you get a chance to visit. I can't speak from experience, but I'm sure they're good. But one thing I did want to show you before the video was over was Sushi Mori. So I was actually here yesterday. There's two sushi places in here. This one is really neat inside. I don't know if I'd say like it's traditional or what it is, but it's dressed up really, really cool in there with how the booths are done, and there's like trees in there, and it's just really neatly done. The food is great. The staff is very, very friendly and like super reasonable too. You know, stuff is getting so expensive these days, so if you can go over there and get some really reasonable sushi that's actually quite good. Now, I took you on side one, and you didn't get to see side two. So we're kind of back at the entrance here. When we started our video, we were just over there in front of the London Drugs. So you can see how big this spot is and places. And look at all the extra parking. It's never overly busy. Maybe sometimes on the weekend, you know, a little bit of a grocery rush and stuff like that, but generally speaking, it's pretty good. Here's Quesada. I come here all the time for a fast lunch, and they are very nice and always make really good food for me, so I appreciate them. This is a bubble tea place. I don't drink milk, so I haven't had it. Magic Cuts, you're familiar with that. Very friendly, been there many times. Every outdoor mall's got to have an e-cig place. Can't tell you what goes on in there. But you've got Meridian Meats and Seafood. So this is one of the #1 places to get like butcher quality meat and stuff like that. So definitely check that out if you like that stuff. It's really good. And then there's a fresh produce place called Valley Farms just beside it. So nice place to go get some cheap, not cheap, I don't want to say cheap, inexpensive, but very nice produce. So there you go. That's the tour of Peninsula Village. Now, a little bit of a slower video, but we're going to do some of these in and around town because I want you to be introduced to some of the shopping centers all around here, because this is where you're going to be spending your time. If you're considering moving to South Surrey and White Rock, you can hit me up in the description below, where you can either send us an email or book a time to speak with us, and we'll help make sure that you know everything about the community you're moving to, and also find the perfect home that's going to work best for you and your family, as well as get it as an awesome price. Anyways, thanks for watching, and make sure to check out the video coming up next. All of our videos are tailored to help you make great decisions with real estate. We'll see you on the next video. Cheers.